Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of 10 Forward Weekly. My name is Mike Fadum. I am your community manager and also known as Ambassador Kael sometimes. And with me today is concept art. Is it concept artist or senior concept artist now?
Senior. Yeah,
Ah, I should have put it in there. Sorry. Let me
that's
fix
all
that.
right.
I'll fix it now. But it's senior concept artist Hector Ortiz. Very excited to have you here, sir. The one who makes the ships look good. What with the drawing and stuff. And I want to ask you a bunch of questions about the ship we're here to talk about today. But first,
All
I
right.
just kind of have to play this because we got sent it by Astro Alligator, and it is fantastic. Wait, are you guys hearing anything? Because nothing's showing up in my thing.
Me neither. No,
Well, you shouldn't hear anything. I don't know if they're
no,
hearing anything.
no, not even my click. No.
Weird. Okay, that usually works. Huh. Okay, well, you know what I can do? I can do it a different way. Oh. I can do it a different way. Because if I play it on my computer, I think they'll hear it. Let's find out. Not if I do that. All right, this is annoying, but fixable. Let's try it again. Again, this is Astro Alligator sent us this.
There once was a starship flying high, the prettiest boat in all the sky. Her captain told us where to fly and then said, make it so. Soon may the fisherman come to bring us Louis and Latinum. One day when endeavors are done, we'll warp and boldly go. Some Klingons off the starboard bow decloaked and then began to growl. Our captain sighed and tensed his brow. Shields up, lads, here we go. Soon may the fisherman come to bring us Louis and Latinum. One day when endeavors are done, we'll warp and boldly go. Another Starfleet ship came near, and over the comms came Kurland here. Before the Klingons disappeared, we dealt them quite a blow. Soon may the fisherman come to bring us Louis and Latinum. One day when endeavors are done, we'll warp and boldly go. With loot
Oh my
obtained
God, there's
and
more.
battle done, we start by Ryza for some fun. No Horgon, no Jahamaran, and then it's time to go. Soon may the fisherman come to bring us Louis and Latinum. One day when endeavors are done, we'll warp and boldly go.
That was fabulous. Hector, I don't know if you could hear that. I'm sorry if you couldn't. That was a fabulous sea shanty that we got sent.
Yeah, I was playing the file you sent me. I heard it.
Okay, good. I need, Ryukin D says, Zero D says, we need a trailer set to this music. I think that's absolutely right. I'll have to whip something up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we're not here to talk about sea shanties as much as I would love to talk about sea shanties. And blah blah blah. First of all, Katrina LaFay, that it's on the way. Seriously, this time. Well, I've never said it's on the way before, but it's on the way. But hey, we're here today to talk about this beautiful. Wait.
Somewhere.
This beautiful ship. This is the anniversary prize this year. The Temer Class. Well, the Alliance Temer Class Raider? The Temer Class Alliance Raider? I think it's the Temer Class Alliance Raider. We can't have a ship name without it having like 14 words. But this is our second Alliance ship. This is the first one was the Kittimer, which we talked about a bit last year about your process of, designing a ship that was both recognizably both Federation and Klingon. Now you were sort of approached with the challenge of creating a ship that was both Klingon and Romulan. How did you approach that?
Well, if you think about it, I just went straight to the how they used to do it at the beginning, because Klingon ships and Romulan ships were kind of similar, when all this started. So the first thing usually is determine the size of this thing. I'm looking at the ship right now. That's why I'm looking that way.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm gonna
yeah.
lower this down here so they can see your face.
so so usually it's the size, and immediately we knew we had to go with a BOP, bureaucrat kind of language. And at the beginning, we were trying to get the idea of, do we want a Fed Klingon? Do we want a Fed Romulan? Do we want Romulan Klingons? And that's when everybody was like, "Oh no, that's what we had to do. We had to mix the Romulan and the Klingons." And the language, for the moment, I thought it was gonna be a bit more difficult, but it just kind of merges in really nicely, as I said, from original ships from Star Trek. The Klingons were really Romulan.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
that's yeah. So I kind of dug in on that same concept. Plus, I apply our modern language, plus new color. I use the same color of the other of the previous alliance ship.
Right, we're
Yeah,
kind of getting that white, gold, and blue
yeah,
thing going, which is just a really nice color scheme.
yeah. Kind of bone, or something more neutral, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna switch over to another picture you sent me here. Um,
Haha.
and hold on, transition. So this is a look at your early process. I'm see if I can make it a little bit bigger without covering your face. Um, which is the some of the initial sketches you made on this guy. Can you talk us through? So point at every one of these one at a time and tell us what you were thinking, Hector. No, I'm just kidding. But what this is the I'm guessing the fun stage of concept artistry where you're just kind of banging out idea after idea until you hit on one that
Yeah,
everybody likes.
yeah. That's the thing. Usually everybody likes, or maybe some people like, and the rest doesn't like don't like it. But that's the nature of this thing. So as I always say, we start with democracy. Everybody jives in, but then as we go to the final phases, no, it starts to become more like a dictatorship, because otherwise we never finish. This is the moment where everybody can put ideas on the paper. So over here, if you notice, you're gonna see that we were thinking also doing the federation, about doing a federation Klingon. If you notice the top left sketches, that
Oh
has
yeah.
has it has a lot of federation, has a lot of Klingon.
Oh, is that
But we
kind
were
of like a defiant bird of prey you were designing over there?
we were doing that. We were
Oh,
doing.
that sounds so cool.
I was going. Yeah, I was experimenting with Defiant pilot ships. Remember the pilot ship. What was the name? I had it right here.
uh,
The Icarus and the
oh yeah,
Ajax.
yeah.
So I was like, maybe we can experiment a little bit with that, but it didn't work out like that. Eventually, I would like to try something to wings on those things, making Paris a little bit,
Yeah.
jealous, and
Yeah.
some flames maybe, some Paris, yeah. But eventually, we came to the conclusion that it had to be a Romulan Klingon cooperation,
Yeah.
and that's why you start seeing from the top down how everything gets turned into more like Klingon, Klingon, Klingon.
Yeah. And I think I
Yeah,
can see they can't see my mouse, but right in the middle underneath that tiny ship. What is that tiny ship, by the way? Actually, before we
tiny
go.
ship in the middle.
Yeah.
That's actually a piece, because every now and then when I'm doing top down views like that, sometimes I grab parts of a ship that I find interesting, and I just start moving them and putting them in different places to see what clicks.
Okay.
And that used to be, if I'm not mistaken, a mission pod of some ship that I had previously
Oh.
done. Yeah, it's a mission pod that I was using and seeing if I could actually use it. But at the end of the day, I didn't. So if you notice, the lower ship, the one at the very bottom in the center, has the mission pod attached on the top.
Oh yeah. Okay, I can
So
see that.
yeah, but at that moment, we had no idea what kind of abilities that she was gonna have. I don't know if that ship ended up being animated or something. That has to
I
be
actually don't
clarified.
know. I think the wings don't fold, but I'm not sure. I know you
Yeah,
drew them like they would.
Yeah, I did it like that because we were playing with the idea of of this thing being kind of convertible that
Yeah.
will move or something. But every time when we have ideas like that, you have to think about the cost of making this thing. Animating stuff is really
Yeah.
expensive. It's really
Yeah.
expensive. So
Both in time and money.
the time you had to go back and forth, you had to make sure everything aligns. It's the I wish we, you know what, we should do a video or something about what it takes to be one of these things.
Oh my God.
What it takes to
We
be one of
should.
these things.
I talk about it on the stream all the time, but the funny thing about that is always uh I'll give a complete full explanation on how things work and why things are the way they are, and then someone will be like, "Oh,
Still,
no, that's not right." That
still,
yeah.
yeah.
You're lying.
It's so difficult.
Uh,
I mean, all I do is drawing these things, making up all crappy 3D blocking, and then I send this problem to somebody else to fix,
yeah.
either to Tobias, Thomas, or Ian, or Donnie, or whoever's making the ship. So they're the ones having to put the notes, the animations, all
People are
that
asking for
thing.
the sketches bigger, so I'm just gonna cover my face for a minute, because who cares?
Oh, and that's just one page. I have another page here with 48 other sketches
Oh
that
my gosh.
never saw that. Yeah, it's just doing this ship was insane. It's like the previous ship, the first Alliance ship that has, you have no idea how many sketches and 3D blockings we did for that thing. It was incredible the amount of work we put on that thing.
Yeah. All right. So I already finished my banana, Stuart. It's long gone. But that led to, of course, the final version, which of your concept art. Which honestly, I wish we could just release an art book of posters of the like concept art you do, Hector, because it's always like looking at it is just like, holy crap, this is the coolest thing.
I I always say that I'm gonna make a little book for myself, like a portfolio piece. I have a box full of those. You have seen that box, right? I think I have it right here at home. I had to bring it from Cryptic. I have a full box full of those. I'm like, why should I should just get rid of these things and put them inside a book and for myself.
Yeah, even we. I mean, yeah, we should publish a book of your concept art. I don't know
If
how
it,
we'd do that, but we should.
I will the day I do something like that, I'm gonna tell you. Some people who like a copy at work, have a copy.
Yeah, well,
But
and thank you. You've given me copies of your ships before, like the Fakiri ship that I fell in love with instantly.
the ship from hell.
Yeah, the ship from hell, exactly.
Yeah, the
um,
new one is from is yeah, it's brutal too.
Yeah. A lot of people have asked questions about, and I don't know how it works in game with the animations or anything yet. We'll play around with it in a bit and see what we find out. But
Yep.
when you were drawing the wheels on top of the nacelle guns, was your mind thinking like, oh, this will fold up or like
Ab-
rotate?
oh yeah. Oh yeah, because that whole piece was together once, and the thing is, I had to modify it in a way. Let me see if there's a sketch somewhere.
Oh yeah, if you've got it, let me know. I'll make you big so you can.
No, no, in this in the page with the small sketches you have.
Oh yeah, you only sent me those two on Teams. If you've got other ones, drop them in the chat.
No, I don't have another one, but
Oh, but go
that
back to
page,
the. I
yeah,
see what you mean.
that page that I had that I sent you
Fair
has a
enough.
couple of, for example, the one at the bottom,
Oh yeah.
center bottom, has the original transition from the wings to the to the guns, to the gigantic phasers or whatever that thing is. So,
Yeah.
but the thing is that we were playing with the idea of doing the animation, so I decided to cut it in a way that you could actually fold things, and maybe that's the centerpiece will go up while the other things will split and then move forward, because that the thing is that the animation was supposed to be like this,
Yeah.
something like that. It was gonna be difficult. It's gonna be a really difficult animation to make.
Yeah, I mean, people are dreaming of those turrets kind of tracking your enemy, and that would be cool. I don't know if it's gonna
Wouldn't that be
happen,
a
but it would be cool.
wouldn't that be a thing?
Desert Fox game. So people are asking a lot of questions about the stats. I freely admit I don't have the stats on hand, and because we couldn't, all the systems
Mm-mm.
designers were too busy to come by today. I probably
Yeah.
won't be able to answer many of those questions. When we go to look at the ship itself, I'll show you as many I'll show you as many tooltips as I can, with the caveat that of course all of that's not final. Fate Maker, yeah, we figured it out finally. Sorry for the delay on that, but you should be hearing from Eagle Moss soon.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, many things are super compartmentalized. I got to know the name of this ship like today or something like that.
yeah, I,
I
I
had no idea.
I was there when they came up with it. Thomas and I were like, "What's the ship called?" And Thomas was
I,
like, Temer Class. Here we go."
yeah.
Somebody asked in chat, is there going to be a Disco Klingon recruit event? No, there isn't. But there is going to be a Klingon recruit event. So you won't have to be a Discovery Klingon to do it. It'll be for everybody in the KDF, and we'll have more details on that soon. All right. Well, let's take a look at the ship in game then, and
I want. Yeah, let's do
hop
that. I
on
want to
over.
see that.
Oh yeah, because you haven't seen it in game yet, have you?
I know nothing. Every time I'm here with you guys watching these videos, this is my first time.
Yeah. Well, here she is. She is a beauty. I'm been trying to remove my UI, but it's not going away for some reason. So we'll just have to deal with the slightly colored UI as we look at it.
All right. Let me
But
maximize this thing. All
yeah.
right.
So here she is, and if we had Thomas here, and he's hopefully going to make it in a few minutes, but we'll see. But this is so he would tell us about how this whole thing came to be from your concept design. But why don't we take a look at some of the doobly dads, and you can tell us about what they are. We talked a little bit about these sort of cool rotating wheels. Oh, I love the teeth on there. Oh, that's so neat. It looks like it goes click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of imagining these things like folding up the gun nacelles to dock, like folding them right up under the wings.
Yeah. It was more like a forward-facing animation.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, again, it was.
there's a million. Obviously, you went through a million different head shapes. What made you kind of settle on this? I know it's a bit more Romulan. Well, it's kind of a Romulan kind of Klingon shape. What made you settle on this guy?
Yeah, that's that. It was our way to pull back and reaffirm the Klingon language.
Yeah.
Because we could have made a pointy or even blunt shape at the front, but that was also too Romulan for our taste. So we decided, let's go with a hammerhead. Everybody's gonna get it from the get-go what this ship was all about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what was your thought behind these giant intake valves on the top?
Yep, that's me going back. That's me going back to the bird of prey. Bird of prey. That usually when you see those things on the top, you know more or less the size of that ship already.
Yeah.
So that was an indication of size and what this ship was all about.
That's cool.
And I like those engines, gigantic engines at the top.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those are cool. Somebody asked if we had a shuttle bay on this ship. I don't think so because there's just a big old butthole back there.
No, it's too small for that, I think.
Yeah.
It's too small.
So we talked a little bit about it earlier, but what bits of this ship to you are Romulan design language, and what bits are Klingon design language?
Well, the feather, the way the wings are cut like feathers, and those things at the top. I don't know how would I call those things. The spikes pointing back.
Yeah.
Those things I always use them on everything Romulan, and the fact that it was supposed to curve a little bit forward like a Romulan ship. It was gonna give a bit more of that language, of that Romulan language. Yeah.
People are asking to see the writing on the wing. It looks like it is in English and Klingon, like previous Alliance ships.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, this is on a Klingon character, I believe, that I'm flying this. Yeah, it is. Let's look at all the writing.
Yeah. And if you can see the some of the curves are done the way I do my Romulan ships. Some of the curves, if this was a complete full Klingon ship, would have been straight. For example,
Yeah.
the neck would have been straighter. the shoulder, if you want to call the shoulders, it will be having straighter, more blunt. This is more flowy. So
Okay. Trekev wants to know what you've got against shuttle bays, Hector. What do you personally have against shuttle bays? Why do you do this to them, Hector?
I put shuttle base everywhere. I actually had to be I had to be like held back. But
Yeah.
that's a small ship. I don't think the size of that will actually fit a shuttle bay. Thomas will know. We had to wait until he comes back from the bathroom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, if and when Thomas gets here, we'll ask him about that. In the meantime, people have been asking uh, if we can customize this ship, and Hector and I don't know, so let's find out together.
let's do that.
All right. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
here we go.
It stuck the vanity shield on it. When I put it in. Okay, hold on. Let me unequip the vanity shield so that doesn't happen.
Man, we should have a modeling music or something when we do this thing.
Do 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 do.
Yeah, Song Ipanema thing or
Okay.
I love this part, man. This is when I'm like, I know if we make good decisions or not, depending on how the shields look like in this thing. Yeah.
All right. Did that do it? No. Okay. I think that means we have to go to an actual ship tailor to fix that, if I remember correctly from last time. So, having learned my lesson from previous streams, I am going to switch away from the game view and not give away the new loading screen and any information it might have on it. We've done that several times now, and I don't want to do it again. All right, I'm going
Wow.
to Kronos. I know, y'all were hoping to see the loading screen. No one wants me to learn lessons, but lessons I will learn nonetheless. No, unfortunately, there's a couple of big surprises on this loading screen that I don't want you to see until they come out in blog form in a couple of days. So, but the key art is real pretty. I can tell you that it's got geez, my brain just totally blanked out on his name. Um, Kenneth Mitchell's character is now played by Sam Witwer. Is right smack dab in the middle of it. Tenevik is right smack dab in the middle of it. Along with a mysterious figure behind him, wreathed in flame. And that's all I have to say about that for now.
All right.
For now, but maybe later. Christopher Metz says he likes my little blunders like that. Yeah, but no. I don't want to get in trouble. Ryukin 0D. Yes, the Klingon recruitment event is happening when the anniversary update goes live, which is the same time that the Discovery era Klingons go live. So that'll all happen at once. Again, more details on the recruitment event later this week.
So wait. What happened? One day you were showing something and you leaked something terrible?
Yeah, basically. Not terrible, but, but I leaked some stuff that people, like, some ship art went out early, or...
Oh.
I haven't leaked an actor name yet, I don't think. Maybe I have.
I don't blame you, man. It's a lot of information to handle.
Oh, man. You're not kidding.
Yeah. Out of coffee. Damn it.
Okay. Here we are at Corona. Wait. I was gonna shift over to gameplay for you guys, but I'm just gonna fly to the shipyard and back, and just start a new loading screen. So we'll just leave it while I fly over. Wanted War, I actually don't know the answer to that question, whether Discovery Klingons will have Discovery Warp or not. They may just have regular Klingon Warp. We will find out. Vassier, the new the Discovery Klingons, as announced this morning, are not just, but are a sub-race within the Klingon Defense Force. So they are not a brand new race. They're not a whole new faction, but they are a sub race for Klingons. And I wonder if I can show you guys that. I might be able to, but not right now. Okay, now I can show you the gameplay screen again.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! All right, let's run over to the ship guy. Any race within the KDF. If I didn't say that clearly enough before, the recruitment event will be for any race within the Klingon Defense Force. So like Gorns, Nausicaans, that kind of thing. I'd like to customize my starship, please. There we go. That looks nice. Okay, let's play this with materials. Okay, we've just got the Alliance material. And yeah, there aren't any customization parts to go with it right now. But that's still pretty cool. What if I stick a pattern on there and change? Yeah, you can change out, the colors like you can on other ships. Get some weird and cool things happening. Like, look at that! It's blue now! That actually looks pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. J Sharpie, I don't, but I don't know. I have an ETA on when that will be fixed, but I know the team is working on it. Picard 47 Alpha. I don't believe the new Klingons will be given their own story, like their own introduction, the way Discovery Federation is. I think it just bops you into the brand new, completely remade Klingon story, which is probably new enough, but that is what it is. Man, that's huge. I should tell them to replace some of the ships out here like they did the ships in Earth Space Dock. All right. Well, since that didn't work. Well, since there wasn't much to see there, let's flop over to Argala, and we'll see if I built this ship at all good. Jason Papas, this next update will complete the Klingon story revamp. We're doing Grethor next, and that is the last piece. Ryukin, thank you for reminding me to re-equip my shield. I wonder if I can announce the good news that I just got over email on this stream.
The what?
I'll probably wait until it's a bit more finalized because I don't know when it's happening. But a quality of life update that a lot of people have asked for just got approved. All right. So a lot of people have asked, does this ship have a battle cloak? Sure does. Let's pop out of it and do some damage. No. I was trying to fly it like it was a pilot ship at first. So is this what you imagined it flying through space like, Hector?
That's right.
I did build this ship. Jet did not, but it was, and I just realized now I didn't do any bridge officer stations. But people are asking whether the ship uses a singularity or a warp core. A warp core. Oh, nobody can see what I'm doing. Of course. Got it. Okay. This is a fast ship. I mean, maybe some of the stuff I have equipped, but let's battle cloak it up. We'll just hang out for a minute. And pop out of it. Okay, so let's take a look at the console here. This is called aligned bombardment. It looks like it fires 2 cool balls at the enemy ship. This one I think I've seen before, right? Yeah, that's something else. Oh, and once... Okay, so once we've launched whatever those 2 balls are, we can hit this to give ourselves more flight speed, turn rate, etc. I'll take a look at the actual tooltip in a second and give you guys a little bit more of a breakdown of what that is.
Oh, Manu was really good.
Yeah. It looks like the ship doesn't have animations, God of Rage. We're playing around with it, but nothing yet. Okay, sure you won't.
Do you see how it looked a bit more like a Romulan ship from behind?
Yeah, it does. Flying it, I definitely feel a little bit more of the Romulan influence. I'm actually liking this ship a lot, flying it. I wish it was a pilot ship, because I wish everything was a pilot ship, but... I can confirm this is a 5-1 Raider. Because I looked at that earlier when I was equipping my weapons. And man, she turns like a dream. Flipping around here to get some Raider flanking going. Did the wings move up in battle? Did I miss that? Well, look. Man, that is a long cooldown on the console on this guy. Okay. Good to know. Hector, I'm feeling pretty good about this. You know, this ship is your little ship is doing well.
It moves really nicely, let me tell you. Okay, that's working for me. And I like how the gigantic cannons look when it's working. Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking great. Um, Boogeyman, I believe the default weapons. I don't know what the default weapons are. Sorry, I don't have an answer to that question. I missed it when I was equipping the ship the first time. Obviously, I set it up full disruptor. And again, once I'm out of combat here, I will show you guys some more of the stats. Hector, what kind of ship do you fly in the game?
Oh, it's been a while.
You're too busy making ships to play the
Yes.
game.
Usually that's what I tell people. You either you make them or you play them. It's like people ask me, yeah, when I do magic stuff, like the cards, people, what do you play? I like, no, it's either I do them or I play with them.
Yeah, one of the two. I don't have time for both.
Yeah, I used to love the pilot ships that I had. I usually go towards maneuverability.
Yeah, me
And
too.
when I play, some people just take the gigantic carriers, the tanks, kind of like that. I just can't handle those things. I just can't. So usually go with the small ships like that. The bug ships, man, I love that thing.
Let me see if I can cloak here and stay out of combat so I can show you guys some stuff. All right, again, closing this. So let's see. First of all, stations. It looks like we've got in Commander Intelligence, Commander, just Commander, Commander Pilot, Commander Pilot, or is that just a pilot person that's on there? Hard to tell. Commander Looks like a lot of open commanders and tactical over here. But yes, this is I believe this is a command ship. It tells me in the top right. I know. I'm just. Oh, of course it tells me in the top right. Okay. Lieutenant Commander Universal and Command. Lieutenant Commander Universal. Now I'm reading it right. Lieutenant Universal, Ensign Universal, and Commander Tactical. That is your buff seating layout. Let's take a look at what the trait is. The trait is Sniper. It's a long range damage increase. So you get a buff to torpedo damage, depending on how far away you are from the target, and a +5 critical chance for 10 seconds after firing torpedoes from more than 5 kilometers away. So yes, it is a torpedo boat, or it is partially designed to be one anyway. Meanwhile, our new console is Alliance Tactics. Gives you a bonus to anti-proton damage, so you're probably right about what weapons it comes with, and bonus to weapon amplification. And then you can hit Aligned Bombardment, which, let's see, does bonus, it gives you 25% bonus damage for 5 seconds, 25% shield penetration for 5 seconds, and 2 giant bursts of anti-proton damage. So yeah, me building this as a disruptor ship was a bad idea. Build this as an anti-proton ship, please. And then it says it enables Alliance Tactics, but it doesn't tell me what that is. I probably would have to activate Alliance Bombardment to see what Alliance Tactics is. So there you go. That is this sweet, sweet ship. We'll have a stats blog with all of this stuff, but feel free to screen grab it. Some of it's probably different based on my my build up. And yes, let me pull out a combat and blow these guys up so we can see what Alliance Tactics does. I pulled out a cloak way too early, but that's okay. Yeah, so I definitely, if I had paid more attention, would have built this as a torp boat, not a cannon boat. But cannons are what I know. All right, we're firing off. So Alliance Tactics, which I can activate now, gives you 200% flight speed, 200% resistance rating to control effects, and 200% flight turn rate. And ends the effects of Aligned Bombardment. So you stop getting the damage buffs that you got from firing Aligned Bombardment. I don't know if there's a full cooldown before this thing goes, before this thing switches over, but let's activate it and see how zippy we can get. Ooh, very zippy. Look at that zippiness. Oh, I didn't show you guys the experimental weapon. Once I'm done blowing this dude up. Okay, and the wings do animate up when entering combat, so there is some animation on this bad boy. That is nice. That is nice to hear. No, you're not. You're dead. Okay, let's take a look at the experimental weapon. I knew I forgot something. Experimental weapon is the experimental repulsor blaster. It's kinetic damage and repels. It knocks the target back, does a bunch of kinetic damage, has 20% shield penetration. So this is pairs really well with the trait on this ship then. So this is really designed the way I've been flying it throughout this whole mission is up close and personal. But this is actually really designed to be a ship that you decloak from 10 meters away, unleash a torpedo barrage, and recloak, which is really cool. All right. Well, Hector, do you have any final thoughts on this ship? I don't think Thomas is making it.
No, this is I don't know, man. It looks the thing that got me worried was the animation. Apparently, it's animating, so because it was designed for that purpose. So that makes me happy. Yeah. It helps to bring a bit more the Romulan parts of the ship. It looks like a Tibaro almost.
Yeah. Something like that. It's neat. So obviously we're not even thinking about this yet, but what combination of races are you hoping is the next Alliance ship?
Oh boy. Honestly, I didn't think about that. I have no idea. There were so many interesting combinations.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. What are we lacking right now?
Well, we've got Fed
The
Klingon, we've got Klingon Romulan. So what's left is Klingon Fed, everything Dominion. Dominion
I
Romulan might
mean,
be super
yeah,
interesting.
that would be interesting because
Yeah.
it will be a pain, but yeah, I think something nice can happen because we have all the curves and swoops of the Romulan with the angles of everything Dominion that I've been doing for
Yeah.
first. Yo, that would be interesting. Yeah.
Somebody said Lucari Kentari. That could be really cool too. I don't know if that would be an alliance ship, but that would be a fun ship to do. We haven't done a Lucari in a while.
Lucari, that's the UFOs, right?
Yeah, that's the UFOs.
Oh, I have a sweet spot for those. I don't know why. They're simple, but
They're
I don't
just
know.
really pretty.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I always say Star Trek needed UFOs. There you go.
I'm getting shot over here. Oh well, I'll blow up. All right. Well, Hector, thank you very much for joining us. Folks, I'm going to set us
Absolutely.
on a brief break while I set up with Jesse and Nick. But I will be back shortly. Bye bye.
All right, okay, so people.
And welcome back, everybody. Hector has gone to the great beyond, also known as his desk, where he does concept art. But I am now joined by two of my favorite people in the world: senior environment artist Nick Duguid. That my mouth destroyed itself there. And senior content designer Jesse Heinig. Welcome, everybody. Hello, hello. How are you guys doing today?
Greetings. Great to hear from you again, Mike. And I'm super happy to be here and really excited for everyone to see what's been cooking in Grethor.
Yes. All right. Nick, how you doing? Oh, you're still on push to talk again, my
Blah,
friend.
blah, 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 blah. I'm also okay. Everything's great.
I was wondering why you weren't saying anything. I was like, I know he's sometimes shy, but that's unusual.
No. I'm so used to talking to you on Teams, which is not push to talk and has no push to talk feature, and I forget that when we do Discord.
Discord does, yeah.
Technology.
Beard of Borg, the Klingon recruitment event will be only KDF in that if you are a Romulan or Dominion who is KDF aligned, it will not be available to you. Yes, that is correct. All right.
Klingon Recruit does allow you to play other people who are part of the Klingon Defense Force. You can play an Orion or a Gorn as long as you clicked Klingon Defense Force when you made a character.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for clarifying that, Jesse. I said that earlier, but it's good to reiterate it. Okay.
Yeah.
Someone's asking, is there any chance if we see any of the new ships from Discovery Season 3 at some point? Yes, there's a very good chance. Anytime a new ship comes in a new show, there's a very good chance we'll make it. Cool. All right. Well, folks, we're here to talk about the final part of the Klingon starting experience redo that y'all have been working so hard on for almost a year. And this is my favorite story arc in that Klingon story, which is the journey into Grethor. Every time somebody wants to play this game who's a Klingon fan, I always open with, did you know that you can go to Klingon Hell and fight a god of death? So tell us a little bit about, because this is obviously an epic storyline in the Klingon lore, but had been showing its age. Tell us a little bit about how you approached bringing it into the modern era of STO design.
Nick, do you want to go first? Do you want me to lead?
I can go.
Sure.
You guys can hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. So I guess, can we talk about the other thing that is coming with this, Mike?
Which
that
other,
spawned the environment thing that spawned all of this.
No. Well, hold on.
I'm trying to think. A little bit difficult.
I'm trying to think because we've announced Tenavik, and when we announced Tenavik, they saw that in the background behind him. So technically, that's announced. So as long as we don't say why we're going there, I think we can say we're going there.
Yeah. Okay. So we made Boreth, and Boreth from Discovery, and they filmed the episodes that took place at Boreth on Discovery were filmed at a place called Knox College in Toronto, and it's a Gothic revival architecture kind of place. So it's lots of stone columns and peaked arches and I don't know, fancy stonework. And so we actually worked on that first. And so that whole mission, which I won't go into what you're doing or anything, but just the mission that takes place at Boreth was done first. We developed this whole kit of parts of this Gothic cathedral kind of looking stuff. And then we came to, okay, well, now that's done, and we're going to go revamp the Grethor mission, excuse me. We've dealt with Boreth, Gorath, and Grethor all at the same time, so I'm constantly flubbing them. So we went to Grethor, and we looked at the old Grethor map, and we're like, well, can we reuse any of this? And Scott and I both kind of winced, and we had talked about trying to use the kit that we made for Kittimer. And as soon as I started getting into it, I was like, we're going to hell. Why would it look like Kittimer? When we just, and then it was like, oh, well, we just made this crazy, Gothic, stone cathedral kind of place. That seems like it'd be pretty apt for Grethor, for Klingon hell. And so we repurposed all of that. And what was your question?
Well, that's it, kind of. What was your process of recreating Grethor?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about how you took this beautiful Gothic architecture and made it into hell. Yeah.
So what's nice about it is it gave us a starting point. So I was actually able to make. We're talking about all of Grethor at this point, right? We can reveal
anything that's a remake of previous missions that previously existed. We could talk about.
Got it. So the nice thing is that since we had this kit already made or almost entirely made, it was pretty quick to just lay out a new map out of it. And since we decided that we weren't really adhering to the old the previous Grethor maps layout or anything, I just started making rooms, and I was like, well, this is kind of a cool entrance. And we have to keep the only thing that I felt we really had to keep was the gates. Obviously, the gates are the only thing that we have canonically seen of Grethor besides the barge. The barge and the gates are the two things that we know about. And so we had these gates, and all I had to do was like, okay, well, we can see that there's a room inside of those gates when they open, when B'Elanna is there in I think it was called the Barge of the Dead, right? The episode. And she starts to step off the barge, and the gates open, and you can see flames shooting up inside of a room inside of the gates, and that's all we really see. So I made a room there, and then I said, well, we got to go someplace else. So we made some staircases up, and then there's a room, and then with Jesse's help, talking about kind of the different ways that he wanted to go with it, and I mean, we'll get into all that, I'm sure, of who the characters were and the areas that he needed to accomplish what he wanted. Then it was pretty easy to just like, okay, well, we need a room that is kind of does this thing, and we need a room that kind of does this thing, and it all kind of fell into place pretty quickly. In terms of changing it from Knox College from Boreth into Grethor, essentially we did a number of material changes. So all the materials are related but different. We made new stone materials that are chunkier and less refined. We dirtied everything up, so it's all kind of covered in soot. And we made lots of parts of like iron and rivets and bolts and things that can bolt onto the existing Boreth parts to make them more, I don't know, heavy metal or hellish or whatever. And so you'll see those. I mean, I'm assuming we're going to show things at some point, but you'll see those parts around, and they kind of just fit over things. So we had the railings already, which were all stone, and so we made a cap that goes on to the top of the railings that have spikes sticking out, because spikes and hell and Klingons and fire.
Spikes everywhere. Cool.
Jesse, do you want to talk at all?
Sure. So when we started working on this mission, mission group, the Fakiri Return group, was 4 missions: Blood of the Empire, Destiny, Afterlife, and Gates of Grethor. And of course, the story is that the Fakiri of Klingon mythology have suddenly reappeared and returned, and they are coming to do who knows what, nothing good, and they are capable of using very high technology, and they show up and start really messing things up on Kronos. And so, of course, you have to go and get some help together and then figure out how you're going to defeat them. When we originally launched these missions, we were using a lot of very, very early assets. So, like, Grethor itself was basically just a gigantic cave with some flames all around it. And similarly, in the mission Destiny, when you go to find Kaelus so that you can get the sword of Kaelus and bring that back as sort of a unifying symbol to help fight the Fakiri, who were defeated by Kaelus in myth, the Emperor's ship is under attack by the Breen. Why the Breen? Because we had just made the Breen and they were the new coldness, so that was what we used.
New coldness, you monster.
Yeah. So,
that's why they made them in the big bucks.
Yeah, when we went through and remastered these, we said, okay, the storyline, the basic story thread is good. That the Fakiri have returned out of myth to terrorize Kronos and cause problems. And yeah, you have to go and find the Emperor and get the sword of Kaelus and do all the things you need to do to defeat the Fakiri. So those elements stayed, but the final 2 episodes, Afterlife and Gates of Grethor, have been merged together into a single episode, and so that's now just called Afterlife. And this is to sort of streamline the experience just a little bit. The idea is to make something that really resonates as this mythical journey into Klingon hell. So we went through and like Nick was saying, redid all of Boreth, redid all of Grethor. The Barge of the Dead was reworked. All of the character art was touched up. New voice work was added. And for a lot of the mission, you now have a companion with you. For those who've been playing the new Klingon material as we've remastered it in the Warzone rework, we had you working alongside the Klingon intelligence. For this one, we wanted to get a Klingon who had more of a Klingon traditionalist and someone who was an honorable warrior that would be involved in Klingon spirituality. So we brought in Captain Kagrin, but this is before his appearance in the Iconian War.
So you actually now canonically, as a Klingon, meet him way before you did in the previous version of the story.
The Iconian stuff. So now you meet him while he's just a Klingon captain on his own battle cruiser. But he's still tooling around doing honorable Klingon warrior things and helping you as you fight off the Fakiri, close their portals and gateways, and then make your way through Kronos, fight off the attack against the Great Hall. Jim Pock reveals that this is all like mythology and history, and I kind of got a D in history, so go do something about it. And so he has you talk to the lore singers and talk to Worf so that you can get more information and realize this is a real problem. The Fakiri actually exist. They're tangible creatures. They're fighting us, but it's also a spiritual problem. The Fakiri are so strongly tied into Klingon mythology that the fight against them is a journey into myth itself. And so that takes you through the episode Destiny, where you board the Emperor's ship and fight off the Fakiri now there instead of the Breen, helping to save that ship from destruction, find the Emperor. You're here to rescue me. I thought I was rescuing you. And then bring everything back together when you go to Boreth for the final part of the journey, as you discover that the Fakiri really have a beef with Boreth and the monks there. You interact with Tenavik, and fight your way through the Fakiri hordes that are trying to overwhelm Boreth, and then finally.
Oh, I didn't know we added Tenavik to the old missions too. That's awesome.
Journey. Yes. So
that's really cool.
So our hope is that it is now a suitably legendary journey, or I guess I'm supposed to say legend.
Wait for it.
Airy journey that takes you through Klingon myth and still sort of raises that question: how much of this was real? How much of this was volcanic gas? But certainly at least some of it was real. In parts of the mission, Kronos is in flames, and the Fakiri have destroyed entire battle groups of Klingon ships. So they're a very real threat. but the spirituality of the storyline stays intact as well.
Yeah. Somebody was asking if this mission would bring up the discovery that we made in Victory is Life about the Dominion's role in at least some of the Fakiri's existence. No, probably not, because we're leaving it that ambiguity that Jesse was talking about whether this is real or happening in your brain.
Plus the stuff that happens in Victory is Life, in terms of our game's timeline, happens later, almost a year after the events of this episode. So at the time that the Fakiri show up in game time, 2409, you don't know any of that yet. Your character doesn't know that the Dominion's involved. The Klingons don't know about the Dominion history with the Fakiri. They just know that these creatures out of legend have suddenly showed up, and they're very, very real. And so you play through this whole arc, and then later, once you play through Victory is Life, your character realizes at a later point, oh, those creatures that we fought before have a connection to the Dominion program of trying to create warriors.
Yeah. So let's dive in and take a look at the episode. What do you say?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that.
Nah. All right. So this is Afterlife.
I disagree. At the very least, everyone wants to see Weston's new animations. So.
That's true. Weston very much does. So here, we're working with Captain Kagran, and we are immediately getting pulled into a battle. And luckily, I've equipped a brand new Alliance warship, so if people wanted to see this again, good. We will... Ooh, good. I didn't realize I had this. And... So this originally was a battle against the Breen, or was this Fakiri originally?
That was in Destiny, when you go to rescue the Emperor's ship. He is being attacked by the Breen because the Emperor's on a tour of far-flung parts of the Empire, and he happens to be near Breen space and gets attacked by the Breen, because that's what we had just made way back when we released all this stuff. And now we've rebuilt the episode so that in Destiny it's the Fakiri attacking his ship in order to try and capture the sword and kill the Emperor. But Afterlife begins when you have retrieved Kael and his ship, and he and his ship, along with Kagran, join you to go to Boreth to talk to the Boreth monks to save Boreth from the Fakiri invasion and find out what you need to do next.
And this is the new gorgeous Boreth exterior map that Scott made. Whoops, we're dying. Oh well. We'll give you another more chances to look at the planet, which is based off of its exterior appearance in Discovery. And I love the half ice, half fire thing it's got going on. People are asking about the Fakiri ships. I think we just saw the new Fakiri ship. I think I just fought it. But yes, we have updated the Fakiri critter group to include all the new ships that we've added. From
Thomas and the ship artists really did a fantastic job on those vessels.
Yeah.
And they fight a little bit differently now, too. You may notice if you have experience with them.
Are they launching Souls of the Dead at me and firing chains? And
Yes, and yes.
Excellent. All right, let's go cloak. And fire. That is the new console for those of you who missed it earlier in the stream. It also will allow me to do... Oh boy! It'll allow me to get shot!
You were doing fine on your own before.
Yeah. Doing fine, that's what I was doing. Definitely. I wonder if I should just fast forward through these guys. Just so because it might take me a while to kill them, and we want to get into the more meat parts of the mission. I think I will do that.
Okay.
Sure.
It's a pretty big fight, because you've got some special help for the mission.
Okay, and now we've got a dreadnought to deal with. I see. Let's just skip him too. But you guys will fight a dreadnought. It's great. Okay, now we can beam down to the surface. Once we get out of combat, let me cloak.
Remember to hide your screen while you're changing maps. Says
yes,
somebody.
yes. Thank you.
Sorry, that was Turquoise Sea.
Thank you, Turquoise. We will.
Did this happen earlier? Something?
No, not this time, but in previous streams I have not hidden the loading screen, and of course Thomas is great about packing the loading screen with valuable information.
Beard of Borg says, do not hide your screen. So we have conflicting information now.
It's too late now.
Oh, okay. Well, that's unfortunate.
Grand Zenarch
The
wants to
die
know.
is cast.
Grand Zenarch wants to know if the merged Klingon episodes affect Klingon Delta recruits, because some of those missions were things you had to complete as a Delta recruit.
Nope. All of the stuff that you had to find as a Delta recruit still exists on the new maps.
Excellent.
If you already got credit for it before, you will keep that credit.
Just quick question before we really dive in here. Of the people that appear in the anniversary update, the only one who appears in this mission is Tenevik, right? Jesse?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Someone asked for us to describe the screen to them in interpretive dance. Sure. Good job. Thanks, Nick. All right, so you're getting your first look
Very
at
well
our
done.
brand new Kalis model, which is awesome. I really like how he looks now. He looks old and wizened and badass.
Yeah, he
And
looks
not
way
quite so
better.
furry.
Yeah.
Well, and he looks just a lot more like what he did in the show, which is fantastic.
Always good.
Oh, I don't know if they're... Hold on. I don't know if they're hearing this. They should be, but it sounds like it's coming through my TV speakers. And I want them to hear Sam Witwer chewing these lines.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Audio.
That really worked out for the best, all things considered.
It really did.
Kenneth was able to... Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good suggestion, and he's clearly really into everything. So
Yeah.
I'm stoked to have him. I hope we have him back for more.
All right.
So all we have to do is cut his legs off.
What? I tuned in at the end of
I
that
was
conversation.
referencing a different franchise with which Sam Witwer was involved.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Got it.
Okay, so can we talk about that for a second? The doors here aren't automatic for the first time in our game, so Weston gave us a door shoving open animation, and I love it. I love it so much. Oh!
It actually caused some problems that we can talk about later on in the mission, where we ended up having to make a different set of doors that opened vertically because we have the pushing animation, but we didn't have any way of pulling them.
So somebody mentioned
Right.
Somebody asked if the Fakiri had been updated. It's kind of hard to tell when I was just murdering them.
Yeah,
there.
they
But
have.
yes, the entire critter
They
group has
look
been updated.
so much better.
Oh, look at how cool Boreth looks.
Yeah,
I've been
their
waiting to
art
show
has
this
been
off.
updated.
Oh, I'm
Their
lagging
powers
behind
have
on
also
your.
been
Here you go.
reworked. So our systems team went through and made sure that all of the powers were working, that all the animations were functioning, and the Fakiri should be a much more interesting experience.
Oh,
So we came in through a side door, but this is the main entrance hall that you see
in Discovery.
Pike come through in Discovery. So that door that he's fighting near is where
This
Pike
one.
came in, and that
door.
window is where Tanavik was when they talked.
And he might stand on that balcony in a different episode.
It's possible.
It's possible. There's a way that I got that screenshot. So yeah,
This is my
this is Holy Boreth. I love it. And yes, you can get a better look at Kalis here. I think they died, but I was going to show off the really cool looking Boreth monks in their robes fighting alongside us. Oh, there's one. Look at this dude. Look at how cool that is.
Yeah.
All right, let's go, Tenevik.
Excuse me, it's pronounced Tanavik.
Is it Tenavik?
It's Tanavik.
Well,
no, I know. We
I will
all say
turn in.
Tanavik all
I
the
will
time
turn in
anyway.
my nerd card. Someone in chat is saying they logged off the game forever because the price the ship was listed on the exchange, which we don't control. Good job,
I'm
bud.
very sorry about that.
Sci-Fi Metal Girl, it looks like the Sam Witwer audio is not coming through for some reason. I switched it over to my headphones. I don't know why not, but it isn't. I apologize. But you will hear his name in absolute gloriousness when you play this game.
Yorga, there isn't really... I mean, there's a sky dome, but there isn't really a sky box to be seen outside. We really wanted to make the whole exterior entrance part of Boreth, but it would have been so much extra work for literally you beaming in and walking in the door immediately.
Yeah.
So we just couldn't justify it. So the windows are all kind of glowy to make it look like there's something out there, but you don't actually see outside.
But it's a really cool effect. It makes me think that there's a bunch of
fake. It's
like,
all fake.
Snow and ice out there. Like it works.
It's just a model.
Well. It's only a model. Ugh. That's the door opening noise you have to make.
Please do not.
This is something cool that you told me about before. On the last time we walked through a map similar to this. Nick, tell me about it again. What this room is.
Right, this room. So we're actually blending a couple of Boreths. So the part that you just came out of was obviously the Discovery portion that we've seen in Discovery. And this is a room that is inspired from TNG when Worf did his kind of trippiness coming here to pray. So that's the fire that Worf was chanting next to for however many days, sweating like a pig until Kael appeared to him. And of course, that's where we have Kael from. So
yeah. And now Kael is going to take us into the spiritual realm. Spiritual realm? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's a combination realm. Of the world and the realm is a realm.
Yeah.
Very clearly.
All right. We're gonna hear the call of our ancestors.
We're getting a bleep.
No.
Oh no!
Oh,
everything's terrible. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Somebody screenshotted it, I'm sure. Son of a... Okay. Well... I'll see it on Reddit later.
Yeah, it's fine.
See you in Grethor!
It's just a sneaky peeky. It doesn't reveal much.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask people nicely who are like in chat, like, oh, I clipped it. Could you not? Please.
Good luck with that.
I know. I'm just gonna ask nicely. Ling Wei says 100 jobs. You had 100 jobs. That's fabulous. Turquoise Sea. Yeah, there's really no way to create a shard that doesn't have that loading screen checked in, unfortunately. But,
yeah, it would be difficult this close to launch.
Yeah. What, is launch close? We haven't announced any dates yet. Oh wait, yes we have.
Well, we have a countdown. I guess I didn't. I'm very sorry if that was
but
a
it's
spoiler.
so mysterious. I don't know what it could be.
I'm so sorry. Wow, we've ruined so many things in such a short amount of time.
No,
Justin, would you
no.
like to destroy something now?
I like how your cat walked on screen. This is like...
Yes, she desperately wants attention right now. So she is sitting right in front of my monitor, so that I have to look at her.
Card Game Nut.
What she really wants food.
Yeah, Card Game Nut. That would be a great idea to have my test server load up old screens. But your two sentences at the end, or two words at the end of that sentence, are the important ones. Which, if possible, no possible. Sadly. Oh, cool. It's loaded. All right, now this is one of my favorite new things, and Donnie did this, right? The Barge of the Dead, the new barge.
Oh yeah, the barge. Donnie rebuilt the barge. So you guys have seen the barge before in the game. We've been on the barge, but it was much like many of our older assets, a little rushed and a little bit not paying enough attention to canon and all of that. And so Donnie rebuilt the barge from scratch, and I think it turned out amazing.
Gorgeous. I just want to come up and look at some of the details on this wall here, the Klingon writing. I'm sure that says something cool. I don't know what. Maybe it just says barge.
It probably says A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I don't know what it says. But I mean, unfortunately, translating things into Klingon is like, there's a lot of translators, and we can do it, and we can get help to translate words into spoken words. Translating into Klingon writing is an entirely separate level of things that we just don't have time or efficiency to accomplish. So so we use the fonts just like everybody else does.
Yep. And speaking of people who got an update, look at the brand new Sagen model. This is a guy from an earlier mission who you kill and then meet again on the Barge of the Dead.
Yes, again, son of Torg. So you may recall, if you played the remastered earlier episodes, that you fight him when you are invading Torg's house and defeat him. And there's more than a little bit of imprecation about Alexander doing so specifically because he wants vengeance for all that Torg has done to the House of Martok. And now, of course, that you have gone to Grethor, you start meeting the souls of the people that you sent there.
Uh-huh. For example, Warden Kurtak here.
When you were in the episode
return to your
Manhunt,
honor.
this was the corrupt warden for the prison planet of Rurapente.
And Captain Jurlek, the one you kill in the very first mission.
Spoilers.
Yep. Your captain in the tutorial.
Yes, there we go. And you can motivate all of them. Jesse, I don't know, because I've never actually done it. Whoa! Jeezum, that's terrifying. Sorry, that's my first really good look at what the new Fakiri look like. My god. If you choose the bad options, do they then not fight with you?
No, they fight against you, and you have to defeat them, show that you're the stronger warrior, and then they will join your cause. So it's a little what we like to call reading comprehension test, where you have to read what they're saying, figure out the best way to motivate them, or to insult them, your choice.
Yeah, if you want to choose to fight, fight some more dudes, then you can do that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't get the audio.
Yeah, the new Fakiri, they just look amazing, and we didn't think we were going to get time to do it, and so even when we were working in the middle of Grethor, like we didn't realize that the character team was already on it, and so one day all of the Fakiri just suddenly looked a million times better, and we were all just taken aback and very excited.
Jesse, when I hit this button, is there going to be a loading screen?
Which button? I cannot actually see your screen, so I don't know.
Am I not sharing? I'm so sorry.
We're not seeing you in Discord. I'm watching the stream, but I'm delayed.
I usually don't believe share, and I completely forgot. That's my bad.
That shouldn't give you a loading screen because it's in the same map.
Okay.
But you might want to back out just to be safe.
Yeah, I think I will. But let me just.
Yeah.
Now that I've changed everything, Nick's face is gone, of course. Where are you, Nick?
On this one, Nick, this is actually a different map. This is a map move.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
There will be
barge and
so there will be a loading screen. Okay. Let me
yes.
Let me not show that then, even though they've already seen it. No. Oh no. Oh dear. What's the button that okay. Streaming is hard.
This is our Comedy of Errors episode.
Oh, so you mean my entire life?
No.
And of course it's switched which one of you is where now.
Yeah.
So so Nick is invisible and Jesse is senior content or senior environment artist.
Just keep getting skills.
But now you should be able to see my screen on Discord, Jesse. And
oh, you're right. Yep.
Yeah. Yes.
And boop. Now you're all in the right spots. Let's see. Nope, still loading.
All right.
Turquoise Sea, thank you very much for pointing out that if yes, please don't leak that loading screen, especially any information that's on it. I know there's going to be a Reddit post in about 5 minutes, but if you could not, I would be so grateful. Ooh, hey, patch notes.
Someone asked if the new Fakiri models show up in the Victory is Life missions. Anywhere that the Fakiri show up in the game, they will be using the new models.
Yep. All right. So now that we're here, we're going to head to the gates of Grethor.
Yeah. So we updated the dock. We updated the gates. The walls are still the same, but we rebuilt the gates with the newer materials and kind of to bring them more in line with what the shape of everything was on the show. We took some liberties with the dock area. It's got the edging that we saw on the show, but the materials are a little bit different than what we saw.
Well, it's been a couple hundred years. Maybe hell has changed.
And it's an ethereal plane, right?
Yeah.
Who knows if you're, the synapses firing in your brain are different than the synapses that fired in Baylana's brain. So
yeah, exactly.
So now Captain Jurlek is trying to work the mechanism to get the gates to unlock so you can push them open, but you need to keep the Fakiri from killing his spirit while he tries to do so.
All right. Charge!
A recurring motif of the writing here is that you're running into these souls that have all had done something awful that has condemned them to Grethor, and now given an opportunity to redeem themselves, they are hungry for that chance to maybe say, I lost sight of what it was to be an honorable Klingon warrior in life, and I'm not going to lose sight of that again.
Now, correct me if I'm crazy. It may be a different mission. I thought on the Barge of the Dead you had a conversation with Chagren's wife originally. Chagren being...
cut out a little bit. What did you say?
Chagren's wife?
Commander Jurlek. Not Commander Jurlek. Commander Duran. She originally did appear here. We removed her because we felt that it was not appropriate for her to be in Grethor.
That's kind of what I was thinking. She did had an honorable thing, yeah.
She challenged the captain, and she died in combat trying to do the honorable thing. So why would she be in Grethor?
Yep, makes perfect sense. All right, let us kick open these doors. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys... Okay, there's some Fakiri to fight here, but I'm going to run past them to show you one of my favorite things about this environment.
Thanks, Alpha.
Which is just this guy. Just burn it up and flail it in the fire. I love it. I don't know if that was you, Nick, or if that was that was
Jesse. That would have been Jesse.
Jesse, that's fabulous. I love it so much.
Yep. Remember, kids, be honorable.
Yep.
Don't
so if you look around,
screen.
You can see all the kit now. So this is now the Boreth kit, but with all of the metal strapping and things that we put on it. The floors are very different. We wanted this kind of flagstone stuff that we already had, but we wanted to make the fire kind of come through. It's similar to what was in the old mission, but it's all new assets.
I love the lava kind of bubbling up underneath, and the way the heat kind of makes it warp there. That's a really cool little effect.
Yeah, that's an effect that we've used in a couple places around the game. They're actually it's leftover stuff from long ago from Champions. Actually, they're water volumes that have this kind of wavy effect and were meant to be put underwater. But I think we've pretty much only used them for heat effects, and Champions use them for that too. But we use them in the Tholian missions a fair bit.
Nice.
But it's nice here too.
One poster is asking how much was brought over from Neverwinter. Nick, you want to talk about that?
Oh, nothing. Well, actually, that's not quite true. The only things that were brought over from Neverwinter were back in the Worf's chanting cave in Boreth, and the only things in there are the candles. The candles came from Neverwinter. Everything else is stuff that I made. All of this is stuff that I made. And Neverwinter is champing at the bit to get their hands on it. So they're probably going to steal it from us and use it for some dungeon or other. But
that's the nice thing about making kits, is you can use them to... okay, so guys may remember the bosses from the previous time. They were all sort of... cowardice, treachery, and dishonor. They were all sort of, if I remember correctly, kind of big flaming Klingon dudes, but not entirely that distinct from one another. They have all now been redone. They also now all have backstories, but I'll tell you all about that later. This is one of my favorites. Treachery, as you can see here, has 1,000 weapons stuck in his back.
He's so good.
So good.
Stabbed in the back repeatedly.
Yep. What I wrote in his backstory was that he got stabbed in the back every time a Klingon betrayed their honor. That's his punishment in Grethor. And so the Spectre of Treachery.
Someone was asking if this is a new KLS model. Yes, KLS model was redone.
All right.
Yes, Argus McFinch, you could call it backstory. Ha ha ha.
Is that Ryan?
No. Unfortunately. We can't blame every pun on Ryan. I'm supposed to go this way.
So
Left
you're
or
going to go
right?
into the wings. Yeah, take your pick.
Okay.
And depending on which way you go, when we were initially making this map, we thought that we were just going to do fire and brimstone everywhere. But we kind of talked at one point about how hell is different for different cultures, and there are different types of hell, different levels of hell. And so we kind of brainstormed some other varieties of hell that you might have besides just everything being on fire. And so the two that kind of stuck were darkness and fear, and then kind of cold and ice. So this is the darkness and fear side of the map,
This is
which I'll let you explore.
This is Cowardice. His name is Daruk, which you'll again learn more about him later. I had a lot of fun writing these guys' backstories.
Yeah. Nick did wonderful work bringing the environments to life.
Oh, and they put it in there. Oh, I'm so happy. I knew they were going to put one in.
that really support the storytelling. That the wing for Cowardice here is a maze of darkness, because when you let fear overtake you, you become lost. You cannot find your way. And so this is what we like to call, diegetic or visual storytelling, where the environment and the story work together.
So somebody asked, using D&D's models for the Abyss, what level is Grethor? Below whatever the lowest level in in Grethor is.
Infinity +1.
Oh boy, it's so dark.
Here's those doors that Nick was talking about.
Yeah.
So the maze of fear is a maze. It is not a super difficult maze, but it is a maze, which means that you can go multiple routes and you can get around behind things, and you can approach rooms from different directions. So you can approach doors from either side. And since we don't have any way of having you pull open those doors, we had to use an alternative.
Yeah. So we made up this, or we went through kind of some ideas of how to make doors that would fit with the theme. Normally all of our doors slide open, and so starting with Boreth and then now with Grethor, having the doors that swing open were problematic. We're just not used to dealing with those. And so we were kind of brainstorming ideas of ways that we could make a door that would be accessible from both sides, would open, sideways or up. And we kind of settled on the portcullis, castle drawbridge kind of thing.
Yeah.
We didn't want to make it a grating because we didn't want to let you see through it, for reasons that may become clear. But I think it ended up turning out really well. And we repurposed the levers that we made for Boreth
as ways to open it.
As a way to open the doors here. And I think like I said, I think it turned out pretty well.
I'll take a second to note as well, since the audio is not coming through. The audio team did a bang-up job too, making creaking and groaning of metal chains.
And this was all
coming
in really hot. This all came in really hot, last week, I guess. We were putting these together. So
I really like. This probably is on purpose because it's you, Jesse. But I really like the symbology of this. That I'm going through the darkness of cowardice, bringing the light of courage.
Exactly correct, sir.
Excellent.
And it also has a gameplay function, which is that once you've lit a brazier, it stays lit, which means that you know where you've been in the maze.
Yeah.
And we were pretty careful about trying to make all of the braziers just at the edge of where the light from the previous brazier was, so that you can kind of just see the next area to light up, but not really see much past that.
It's really cool. That's deeply terrifying.
Because we didn't want to make this a flashlight mission. I mean, it's I guess you can bring a flashlight down here if you want to, but we're not stopping you. But we didn't want to require it because it's a very, athematic.
Yeah. I've been
flashlights in hell.
This just looks so freaking cool. Well done.
Yeah, thanks. I think it turned out pretty well. So these are the chunkier rocks. So the stone textures on the columns and the ceiling are basically the same as the regular Boreth kit, except we made them dirtier. And then the wall rocks are the kind of bigger, chunkier versions that we made. So on Boreth they'll be smoother and less dirty.
Someone said it's all fun and games until Kael runs into a Balrog. Sir, if I see a Balrog, I am running away from the Balrog.
I'm sorry, you've been eaten by a Gru.
So we had a poster, Phoenix Blue, asking if the mini map will be disabled once this goes live. No, it won't. And the reason is that while this is a maze, it's not a maze that's trying to fool you into being unable to figure out how to move through it. It's a maze that's obscuring where your enemy is hiding. You have to keep wandering the maze until you find where Cowardice has hidden, and then fight him again. And you will fight Cowardice multiple times until you finally defeat him, because he's Cowardice. He runs away when you start winning.
That coward.
Yeah. Of course, I've had the bad luck of... I assume he spawns somewhere randomly in the maze once he runs away the first time?
No, he has some fixed locations. So once you have
Okay.
gotten used to the episode, you should have no trouble finding him.
I was going to say, because
But yeah, I think you just had
I've
the
just
bad
chosen
luck
all
of
the wrong
doing
class.
The entire rest of the maze. You have, as they say in a certain other movie, chosen poorly.
Turquoise, I'm glad you're excited for it. It has been very fun working on something that is so drastically different than all of the stuff that we have made in this game to this point. I mean, the number of times that people came by and asked what, well, not came by, but in meetings were just surprised it had, at what things look like and asking, this is our game, this is Star Trek,
Yeah. I love... I love
you
when
found the
people have
Targ.
aggression. I apparently did. I have not found the boss yet, but I found the Targ.
Head toward the northwest.
Okay, I will. But there's a closed door here that I can't seem to get through. Let me light this brazier. Someone was correcting me earlier. I said symbology when I meant symbolism. You're totally right. Okay.
The study of which is... Anyone? Bonus question.
Study of symbolism, you mean?
Uh-huh.
Symbology?
Semiotics.
Oh, right.
Okay, I'm heading to the northwest. I think I may have missed something. Someone says it should have been a three-headed Targ. I fully agree.
That would have been great.
That would have been wonderful if we had
I'm
had the
actually
time.
sad that we didn't think of that.
Now, there's no
Where
chance
is he
this is an
hiding?
old. There's no chance this is an old build where he may have bugged out, is there?
It is
Possible.
Which server are you on?
Transporter.
Yeah, it's possible. Because we had seen some issues with his pathing. Show me your overhead map.
Yes, sir.
Not in polite company, sir.
Oh, you can see that there's 4 spaces that are generally room-like. The one that you came in, the one that the Targ was in, which was in the middle, the one in the northeast, west, and the one in the southeast. He should be in either the northwest or the western room at this time.
The northwest or the
If he does
western
not
room?
spawn,
If he's
yeah,
not in
or
either of
the
those?
northwest one.
Okay, I'll go
If
back.
he's
to the
not in
northwest
either of those, then I'm going to do bug hunting this evening.
room. Oh, yeah, he's not in here. Let's go back to the northwest room.
Happens.
Sorry,
you're
but
fighting
also
someone there.
I'm glad we found it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep going, bud.
It happens. We're still
That's
fixing a few little things here and there.
yep.
I'm sorry. One rune. I'm Nick Duguid. I'm a senior environment artist. Jesse, you want to say who
And
you
I'm
are?
Jesse Heinig, senior designer.
And I'm Mike Fatum. I'm the community manager. Sorry, we had our names up during the beginning part of the stream, but there's no room on this screen for it. Okay, yeah, he's also not.
So it looks like Cowardice has decided to completely bug out of the maze.
All right.
You can still run across the hallway and fight Dishonor.
Okay,
Just
let's
like
do that.
the coward that he
Let's
is.
go fight Dishonor, and then we'll maybe call it a good preview.
Yeah.
Dude, oh right, I can run. Oh, there he is! Hey, buddy! Oh. What are you doing in the hallway?
Hiding.
Yeah. So is he going to Cramperia? Yep, he is.
He is going to vanish out, and He should be headed to the southeast corner of the maze now, but
Okay.
it seems that he's doing a little wandering of his own.
It's because I'm turning on
My favorite thing with working on
Go ahead.
critter AI in games like this is when the AI has a mind of its own.
Oh God! Everybody's saying,
like,
saying he was over there. You didn't see him. Your boss and Kayla started attacking him. Oops! That's why he was out in the hallway. He was in the western room apparently. I just
you're
didn't see him.
juggling 3 things right now, so it's fine.
Oh, there we go.
At least he didn't bug out.
You had 100 jobs, Mike.
100 jobs. Sometimes people ask me what I do here, and I say yes.
There we go. Finish him.
Okay.
So that terror scream that he does, if your bots are nearby, it actually paralyzes them with fear temporarily.
Oh man. I would love to bust out what's that thing called? Well, anyway, you know what? We've seen Cowardice's fight. We don't need to go back and do the fight. Let's go. Let's see what Dishonor's like.
And this one, again, the environment really helps with the storytelling, the idea being that you descend into the depths of Dishonor, and it is a place that is cold, where there is no respite.
Oh, that was nice. That light transition. Oh.
Yes.
And here we are in the freezing cold of Dishonor.
This was another area that actually came together a lot faster than I would have expected. While it's using the Boreth stuff in a few places, the majority of the room is made out of rocks and ice and things. And luckily, we had just done Briar's World pretty recently.
Oh, yeah.
So we actually had a bunch of fairly recent assets for all of that. So we took the same rocks, which we've used on Pavo and Briar's World and a few other places, and then put the snow dusting material on them. I tweaked the ice a little bit to make it less blue and less transparent. And I don't know, it all just kind of came together pretty quickly.
It's really cool because it looks like it fits with, partially because you've used all this architecture from the kit, but it looks like it fits really well.
Turquoise CE says this is going to give epic nightmares. Thank you. I strive to give nightmares as the creator of Bonniekin.
Jesse, I'm looking at this line of dialogue here. What did you do, Jesse?
What did I do? I didn't write this dialogue. Paul wrote this dialogue.
Uh-huh. Experience beige. All right, let's kill Dishonor.
I mean, I would have, but I cannot take credit for it. We actually have a writer.
It's true. And he is great. Thank God we have Paul.
And you'll notice too that the braziers that we have in this room, the ones at the top of the stairs are lit where it's still fairly warm. But when you come down into the lower parts of this room, they're all just kind of embers. So there's a little bit of a light coming from them, so that we can get a little bit of orange, a little contrast of color in here. But otherwise, they're not enough to like warm you up or anything while you're here.
That's awesome.
And that way, we don't need big bonfires going in.
Just like Cowardice has the sort of the trick that you have to make your way through the maze, find him and defeat him multiple times because he keeps running. Dishonor, you can't even hurt because he's dishonorable. He doesn't fight fair. And in order to hurt him, you have to release the spirits that he's trapped here. You have to take the honorable path and say, I'm going to give you, knowing your dishonor, I am going to give you a chance to redeem yourself. And you have to release them from this frozen prison.
And then they will fight with me?
They will fight with you. There are several of them. You should see them scattered in ice blocks all around the room.
I saw that,
as many as you can.
I saw that early when I went to do screenshots here earlier, and I thought it was a really cool touch. You could see them frozen in the ice there. There's one somewhere else in the map that's they're like part of them sticking out of the ice, which is just wonderful and gross. There's Kaelas telling me what to do. Thanks, Kaelas. Or Kales, depending on who you ask. This is a random fact, but I always laugh to find out that they never retconned that some people call it Klingonese, which is such a dumb name for the language.
It is terrible.
Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, he's going down now. Good job, Dishonored Warriors. So can I still not hurt him? They have to do the hurting?
No, you can hurt him now.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I saw that that animation. I recognize that. And he's down. Okay. And
All
I think
right.
that's where we're going to call it tonight because we've been at this for a while.
Okay.
Right.
So
this mission goes on for a while.
For people
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Nice.
a little more to see.
Yeah. Someone said who pronounces him Kael. I've seen some people on Star Trek do it back.
Yeah, I think it's Kalesh, right? It's
Yeah,
almost an
yeah.
SH at the end there too.
Yeah. Okay, so Jesse, Nick, thank you so much for joining me and taking time out of your very, very busy schedules right now to make all this work. I
Absolutely
really appreciate it. And folks, thank you for joining us in chat. And all of
Excited for
this
you guys
will
to
be
see it.
all of this will be coming. How soon, Nick? How soon will all of this be coming?
Oh, I said nothing. I don't know when this is going out.
Very soon.
Very soon.
So get your honor ready. You'll need it. And we will see you guys next week. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye.
Cool.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Have a good night, all.
Thank you.